Am I good? Am I good? All right. Let me pull this closer and we can get started. All right. Let's do it. All right, so we are live. So it is week 9 of the NFL season, and for the Chicago Bears, they will be taking on the Arizona Cardinals in week 9. This is a must-win game for the Chicago Bears going into this one after the embarrassing loss to the Washington Commanders last weekend. Let me mute this real quick. Yeah, the Bears got to win this game. There's a lot of drama surrounding the team and a lot of upsetting things coming out about this team as of recently. In this video, as always, I'm going to give my 3 keys to the game that I think the Bears should do to be able to win this game. I also will provide all 22 footage so I can back up the points that I'm talking about. But before we get into the rest of the stream, I want you guys to know that I am currently doing a $100 Amazon gift card giveaway on the channel, and there's only a week to go. I will be announcing winners on the 4th of November. So if you guys want to get into that Amazon gift card giveaway, all you got to do is go to this video right here on my channel. I will go ahead and link it in the pinned comment down below of the stream. Also, once you get to the video, just follow the very simple rules in the pinned comment. Probably will be updating this just to make sure everybody knows that I'll be posting the winners video later in the month on November the 4th. So make sure you guys go ahead and get your name down there, follow the rules, and you'll be eligible to get your Amazon gift card. So with that out the way, we got the Arizona Cardinals this week. Must-win game for us, like I said. A lot of drama surrounding this Chicago Bears team as of now. So this feels like this can make or break the season. Unfortunately, we do have a lot of injuries going into this game, and the Cardinals I think they are now leading the NFC West, and they've been playing really good football as of late. So let's get straight into it. My first key of the game is we're going to have to find a way to slow down this Arizona Cardinals offense, specifically Kyler Murray, James Conner, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Trey McBride. This Arizona Cardinals offense is pretty explosive when they want to be. It's a little inconsistent, but it can be explosive at the same time. They do have a lot of weapons on that team. Kyler Murray last week torched the Miami Dolphins. He threw for 307, had 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. James Conner, guys like that. Marvin Harrison Jr., of course. You still have Trey McBride, who's a really, really good tight end who I don't think gets enough credit. So this Arizona Cardinals offense can be explosive, and if the Bears aren't ready to play on Sunday, they are going to get torched. Unfortunately, we are dealing with injuries yet again in our secondary and on our defense entirely. Montez Sweat is dealing with a shin issue, I think. We still are going to be missing Jaquan Brisker. At least I expect to still be missing him, as he's still in concussion protocol. We are still missing Kyler Gordon. He's still dealing with the hamstring injury. So going into this game shorthanded against a really explosive offense with a very dynamic quarterback is not the best thing in the world. I'm going to pull up some stats here from Football Insights. Wonderful Twitter page. Go follow them if you don't already. Give a lot of great EPA charts. And as you can see, this is offense and defense. They're a little bit above the pack. They're average, I would say, at least as what the chart says. But they do get into the red zone a lot, and they do stop people in the red zone a lot as well. They're a little bit of an inconsistent offense. One week they'll put up like 30 or 29, and then the next week they'll struggle and they'll put up like 40 or they'll put up like 17 or something like that. I'm not saying that the Bears are just going to get rolled over if they do the right things, but they do have to figure out a way to stop some of their skill position players. Another chart here shows a little bit different. This is just their offense EPA per play. And as you can see, they're still just near the middle of the pack. A little bit above that above average line right there. But at the same time, still a really good offense. Still has a lot of good weapons on there. So the Bears must figure out how to stop them. I'm going to pull up some plays here in 1 second. I'm going to look at some plays real quick. As for James Conner, guys like James Conner, that's going to be paramount to stopping this offense, because if you don't stop James Conner, the Arizona Cardinals will run all over you. I'm a big fan of James Conner, always have been. Powerful running back, can break tackles, pretty good speed for a big back like he is. But, he starts off everything with that Cardinals offense. He can break tackles. He can catch the occasional pass. He's good in open space. And if the Bears are not disciplined with their tackling, if they're not disciplined in their run fits, they're going to get run all over. Now, he didn't get off like that last week. He only averaged 2 yards per carry and only 53 yards on the ground. He did have a touchdown, so I guess that's a plus. Bears got to get to him early and often, and preferably behind the line of scrimmage, because once he gets past there, he'll just start rumbling, bumbling, stumbling his way down the field. And they like to start off their drives like that, get easy carries, maybe get like 4 or 5 yards. That sets up play action for them. That sets up the pass game for them. And that's how their offense can be so explosive. Really, it's really just stopping James Conner and forcing that offense to be primarily a passing offense. But they can do that as well. I'm going to play this play right here for Kyler Murray connecting with one of my favorite receivers coming out of the draft, Marvin Harrison Jr. So, play this in real time. I have 2 plays to show you for this, so I'll play this in real time, and then I'll go back and review it when it's slowed down. It's just like a 22-yard play. Boom. Simple. And I know Marv hasn't been getting the ball like he would like in recent weeks, but this is a really good play design and really good play by Kyler Murray. So you have a gun look. Again, I want to start off this by saying that I'm not an expert at doing all 22s. I don't know all the coverages. I don't know every play. But I can tell you this. They're in a gun look. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 1 back. So the play is going to go a little bit of something like this. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to run like a little crossing route all the way across the field. I'm guessing from what I'm seeing, this looks like a man coverage look, but they drop off into zone. You have, I think this is Greg Dortch running like a streak route or a seam route. And then you have Marvin Harrison Jr. coming across the middle of the field in an open crosser route. You have Trey McBride here going with the flat. And then I don't know who this is up here. I'll have to remember that. But what you're going to get here is you're going to get a little bit of confusion with these 2 linebackers right here. And, Kyler Murray is so good at finding those guys open in open space. He sees that. He sees Marv popping open right here. Throws with anticipation. Goes right over the head of Jalen Ramsey, and there it is for Marvin Harrison Jr. And these are the type of plays that the Arizona Cardinals like to run. They like to get in space. They like to run a lot of lateral type of crossing routes and stuff like that to get those receivers in space. And if the Bears aren't prepared for that, they're going to get picked apart by Kyler Murray all day. Couple that with the Dolphins weren't really getting that much pressure on Kyler Murray. And if you let him sit back there and pick you apart, that's exactly what he's going to do. I'm going to pull up one more play here just to show, some of the plays they can run in the red zone as well, if I can find it. Here's one for Marvin Harrison Jr. Play it in real time, and then I will slow it down. It's a single back look. Again, another crossing route across the field. Right there, touchdown, Arizona. Same concept, really. So let me slow this down. Like I said, not an expert. Just a guy who likes to break down football. So, I'm guessing this is a single back formation. 2 wide receivers. 2 tight ends. 1 running back. This is going to be like a play action type of play. And what you're going to get here is you're going to get, I'm guessing this is a man coverage look for them right here. You see Jalen Ramsey shading Marvin Harrison right here. Marvin Harrison beats him off the line to the inside. He's going to run like a little crossing route all the way across the field, while Greg Dortch is running like some type of seam route or post route. And really everything is pretty much going to be open. Jalen Ramsey gets beat off the line. And because Marvin Harrison Jr. is so big, so fast, He's in open space. Kyler sees that and lays the ball out there. And these are the type of plays they like to draw up. The Bears are going to have to find a way to take away those crossing routes as they're going to attack downfield with Marvin Harrison Jr. And if the Bears aren't prepared to stop that, they're going to get picked apart. And this kind of reminds me of it a little bit because the Bears like to put their, Jalen Johnson. They might have to put him on there, Marvin Harrison Jr. But if Jalen's not prepared to deal with those type of routes, he's going to get picked apart all game. Couple that with the fact that we're missing a lot of guys on that back end, and it could be a rough game for that secondary. Now, luckily, this secondary is still number 2 in defensive efficiency, especially for coverages, and they don't play a lot of man coverage per se. They only play 18% man coverage, and that's mainly cover 1. More of the time, you'll catch the Bears in like a cover 2, cover 3 zone. So maybe those crossing routes won't be there, but this offense for the Arizona Cardinals, it can be really, really explosive with a guy like Kyler Murray who can get out the pocket, who has that great mobility. We saw that during the Chargers game, who has a good arm. And then with these receivers and these weapons that they have, from Trey McBride to James Conner to Marvin Harrison, I think it's Marco Wilson. I'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. But they have a lot of weapons on that offense, and if you're not prepared to stop them, if that defense isn't locked in and we're not able to get enough pressure on Kyler Murray, it's going to be a rough game if they're not able to do that. So my first key, as always, got to find a way to slow down that Arizona Cardinals offense. I don't care how they do it. They got to. So if you have to throw blitzes at Murray, throw blitzes at him. If you have to drop guys back into coverage and to play more zone, play more zone. If you have to double up Marv, playing man coverage, do that. They just have to find a way to stop this Arizona Cardinals offense. Preferably, I would like to see them get, it starts with James Conner to me. If they can get to James Conner early and often, especially behind the line, they can win this game. Point number 2, we got to start making better decisions in the red zone, and we got to start cashing in when we get into the red zone. And also, we got to start strong on offense. Too many times the Bears have played games this year and they start completely cold on offense. I mean, just look at what the first few possessions of the game were. You get a punt here, a punt here in the second quarter. This was all game. So in the game against the Washington Commanders, we started Arctic cold against the Washington Commanders, and that doomed us from the start. And I couple that with the fact that this Commanders team was not really good, especially on the defensive side, especially with their back 7. It makes it worse. But we have there's a pattern showing up this season of the Bears not being able to start fast on their offensive drives. And if you're playing against the Arizona Cardinals, a team that does sometimes start fast like they did last week, if you're getting behind early and often against them, you're going to lose. And you can see it right here. They can get touchdowns at any point. They're a very explosive offense. It just depends on how Kyler Murray basically feels at that current place in time. But, man, the Bears, they really struggle to kick off offensive drives when the game first starts. I don't think they script enough plays for their offense, so they'll be able to get into a rhythm. But it's just stuff like this that happens where, and this is just a short pass for Caleb Williams, and this is like 2nd down and 10. And this is going to be an incomplete pass. It's going to be incomplete to Keenan Allen. This stuff cannot happen. It's a screen pass. So I'm gonna slow it down. I'm guessing because they saw the guys playing, the corners for the Commanders playing so far up or playing so far back. I'm guessing Caleb checked out of this play and he wanted to run like a screen play and hoping like maybe DJ can catch a block here. Because look how far this guy is playing. This safety right here, or safety or corner right here, is playing so far back from Keenan Allen. So this is 2nd and 10. It's a gun look. Now, it's debated whether, maybe Caleb sees this guy and maybe he's thinks he's going to jump this, so maybe that's why he hesitates. But it's just that little hesitation that cost the Bears yards. And with that little hesitation, because DJ blocks his man. So if Caleb completes this, Keenan's running for that first down that keeps the drive going. Instead, he overthrows him right here. And then you get into a situation where it's 3rd down and 10, and you get an incomplete passage or whatever, and then you have to punt again. So the Bears are going to have to figure out a way to get Caleb Williams comfortable early and often, because when he starts off games ice cold, it really, really ruins the flow of the offense. That, and when we do start off drives, we do start getting things, closer to the end zone and closer to the red zone. We got to start cashing in, man. And I want to go to a play that was really, really mind-boggling, especially after a drive where they were so good. It was the fumble drive where they went 84 yards in the fourth quarter. This just cannot happen. And typically, you look at this chart right here for the Bears. Typically, when they're getting in the red zone, despite the bad plays that they've had in the red zone, like the fullback dive and the speed option, recently the Bears have been a better team in the red zone than what the points they're putting up suggest. But it's just dumb plays like this that have you just scratching your head. Like, what is the coaching staff thinking? You get a heavy package, mind you. A whole heavy package. There's basically 3 tight ends on the field. You got Gerald Everett. I think that's Mercedes Lewis over there, and I have no idea. Maybe that might be Steven Carlson or somebody. I have no idea. Or, I'm sorry, Cole Kmet. Claws up, bear down. Exactly, man. Welcome to the stream. Make sure you like and share it. Thank you for your chat. So you get this play right here in the red zone, mind you, and this is a critical drive in the game. This is where you can get a point swing and you get a little bit closer, because the next drive they go down and score. But if they score this touchdown, they're up 2 scores. I mean, they're up a score once they go down in the field the next drive and get their touchdown. Instead of being up 3, they could be up like 6 or 7. So you get this play here, and it just makes no sense. Just hand the ball off to Roschon. There's really nothing to deep dive here because it was such a dumb call. Even if Doug Kramer completes this handoff, do you really think, with the way they were crashing the middle, do you really think that he was going to charge through there and get a touchdown? That's just dumb. And it reflects that, and it's deserved because the Bears immediately fumble this away, and instead of coming away with 6 points, they come away with nothing. You heard the Bears signed a lineman. I have not heard that. Which lineman did they sign? If it's a practice squad guy, I think I might have heard it, but is this somebody notable that can help this team? Because we do have, I want to mention that, I want to preface that too. We are having a lot of injuries on the offensive line as well, and we're going to be missing probably hopefully Braxton Jones can play, but it doesn't look too good. Kiran Amagaji, the rookie that came in, is going to be out. Who else? I know Tevin Jenkins was a little banged up. I don't think he practiced today. Who else? Mike Pryor didn't have all that great of a game. We're missing a lot of depth pieces. I know Bill Murray went on the IL, the IR, and so we don't have a lot of depth at that position. That means Larry Borum is coming up from the Chargers. Hopefully it's a guy like Rashawn Slater, but nah. It's probably they probably signed somebody off the practice squad. Do you know the name of the player? Ron? So, man, it's going to be difficult to draw up offense and get it to go. But you can do it, and the Bears are going to have to do it this game, because if they fall behind the Arizona Cardinals early, more than likely they're not coming back in that game. Let me see if I can find a play here that I really, really liked. So let's say this one right here. And this is when Caleb started to get comfortable. And this is one of his best throws from the entirety of that game. All right, thanks, Ron. If you can get me that name, I'll appreciate it. So you're going to get one of the best plays from Caleb in the entire game. And these are the type of plays that make him comfortable. This is a gun look, so I'll play it in real time, and then I'll play it slowed down. Boom. That just gets your guy going, man. It really does. And I think this was a drive that ended up as a touchdown pass, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. No, this was the fumble drive. Okay. So what you're gonna get here? Let me slow it down. And these plays are going to be available, and I'll get to that one in 1 second. But what you're going to get here is you're going to get a gun look. You're going to have two wide receivers over here, one wide receiver over here, and the tight end. They're lined up. The tight end's going to be lined up outside the line of scrimmage. So what you're going to get here is you're going to get DJ Moore running like a little, I would say, it's almost like a little jog route where he just finds some open space and just gets open. Everybody else on this play is really, really covered. And mind you, Caleb Williams, at this point, when he's letting this ball go, there must have been like a miscommunication on the play, because Bobby Wagner, something with DeAndre Swift and Bobby Wagner didn't mesh well here. So DeAndre just said, nope, I'm just going to leak out Austin Pleasance to the practice squad. Okay, thank you so much for looking up that name. I really don't have no idea who that is, but I do know they were signing guys because Bill Murray just went on IL, and we're having a lot of injuries with the offensive line right now, so anything really helps at this point. So thank you so much, Ron, for searching that up. I had no idea they had signed a guy off the Chargers practice squad. So what you're going to get here, again, you look at this play, DeAndre Swift wants no part of Bobby Wagner, so he just lets him go free to the quarterback. And I'm thinking he's expecting that Caleb is going to look this way and just jump it off to him. But Caleb is looking right at DJ Moore. He flashes open, and by the time Caleb releases this ball, he just gets blasted. Despite that, Caleb is able to make this throw, and now you're in the red zone. Now, let's forget about the dumb stuff that they did a few plays later. These are the type of plays that they're going to have to draw up. Caleb Williams is a quarterback at this point of his career, is a quarterback that's going to have to get comfortable early and often, because if he isn't, then the offense is going to go ice cold. So if you can draw up plays like that, plus one more play right here, and this is one where I think you can help. This is a play that helps your young quarterback all the time and helps put up points. This is just a simple run play to DeAndre Swift that turns into a massive play in this part of the game, and it turns into a touchdown. And mind you, the Arizona Cardinals defense, it's not like they have the strongest defense in the world. They gave up 27 points last week to the Miami Dolphins. But it's just plays like this DeAndre Swift play that helps your young quarterback get comfortable. After that Swift play, it felt like Caleb Williams got comfortable. The offense started getting better. And besides the point when they ran the fullback dive in the red zone, the very next drive, we went into the red zone and we got points. We handed the ball off to Roschon Johnson, and that gave us the lead. Unfortunately, the game didn't end the way I thought it was going to end, but those are plays that help your young quarterback, and if we can do that more early and often, we should be able to win this game. Now, one more thing before I move on. This Cardinals team is awful in pass coverage. They're awful this week. They're the third, and this is of week 8. They are the third worst pass coverage team in the NFL. Hello, Ki-Jana, if I said your name right. Make sure you like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Glad to have you in here. So they're one of the worst coverage teams in the NFL. If we could take advantage of their defense early and often, we should have no problem winning this game. And I would say the third key of this game is, and this is very, very important because of all the stuff that is happening in that locker room and with this team so far, The coaches, they gotta start making better decisions. I can't tell you how many dumb decisions that were made in this game, and I'm going to give you 2 plays on why these dumb decisions were made and what I'm talking about. But bottom line is, we cannot. This is a must-win game for a multitude of reasons. One, if Matt Eberflus wants to keep his job, he has to win this game, as falling to 4-4 on the season, and it's week 9, and you're playing in the most difficult division in football. That's not gonna bode well. And you're gonna be behind, and you're gonna be playing catch up. And these are really one of the, like, these next 2 games for the Bears, these are really the last quote unquote winnable games on their schedule, because after they play the Patriots in week 10, they are going to have a brutal gauntlet of divisional teams. Lions, Packers, Vikings. Somewhere the Niners get mixed up in there, and then the Seahawks. These are really the only winnable games on their schedule, and I'll get to that in a minute. But, a lot of coaching decisions costed us in this game. I'm going to show you 2 right here, right now. First of all, and this is the play right before the freaking Hail Mary. So there's like 6 seconds left, or like 13 seconds left. Why are we playing so far back? This is on Matt Eberflus, and he refuses to take any accountability for any of this stuff, which is why I think he should be fired. But he refuses to take any accountability for this. When you surrender yards like this, there's no way that you can tell me that if you bring Jalen Johnson up, right? And I think he was telling Jalen to get up. But why are you even playing guys so far back anyway? Because you can see him on the sideline waving Jalen up, but he just doesn't do it. And by the time he does it, he's telling him the play has already been, the ball has already been snapped. And this directly leads to the Bears losing this game, because this is like a free 13 yards. Instead of throwing it 70 yards, he only has to throw about 50. And they ran, and this is the play Dan Quinn credits as to them winning this game. And these are just one of these mind-boggling coaching decisions that the Bears have made, because in the very next play, and this is probably the worst of it all, I want you to pay attention to number 29 down here at the bottom of the screen and tell me why Matt Eberflus didn't take a timeout when he's doing this on the screen. And I know people are blaming Tyreek Stevenson for the reason they lost this game. It's not. It's coaching. Because on this play right here at the line of scrimmage, he's only rushing 3. And one of those players that he's rushing is not Montez Sweat. He has Jacob Martin, DeMarcus Walker, and Gervon Dexter. And then you have TJ Edwards spying. There is no reason why, especially if you just want to end this game quickly, there is no reason why you shouldn't have your best pass rusher out there. Now, he says he was hurt, but I saw Montez play for the rest of the game. Also, you look at the back half of this, I don't think I see Jalen Johnson out there at all. I see Jalen Jones. I see Josh Blackwell. But I don't see your number 1 corner, who, by the way, is more athletic than any other corner on the field right now. Everybody is basically under 6 feet on this play. I don't see, you have Tremaine Edmonds all the way back here when you really could be blitzing him. So what you get is you get and really the holds don't matter. You get Jaden Daniels just running around freely for 13 seconds. And because you've surrendered 13 yards the previous play, it makes it a much easier throw. And what you get is you get that. You get a Hail Mary on you and you lose the game. These are just basic coaching decisions. Maybe you need to start doing what the Detroit Lions did to Sam Darnold on when they played them, and just blitz him on the last play of the game. Don't give him a chance to let that ball off and get that Hail Mary. I'm not saying Stevenson should be benched for the season, but again, it's his fault for being an idiot and just doing this. But if you're the head coach, Ron, tell me this: if you're the head coach, don't you think? And he excused this too because he said everybody was in position. That's why he didn't take a timeout. If you see this on the field, mind you, you should take a timeout anyway just to discuss some things and make sure everybody knows where they're supposed to be. So if you're the head coach, why not call a timeout on this play and make sure that everybody's in position, everybody is focused, and why not call a timeout to curse Tyreek Stevenson out? You're the head coach. You have a timeout available. Use it. So maybe stuff like that doesn't happen. So going into this game, especially a game where I feel like the Arizona Cardinals have a lot more talent. They're leading their division. They're playing really good football. We cannot have, but that's your job as the head coach. That's your job as the head coach. You should be paying attention on what your players are doing at all times. If you think this was the other way around, right, and the Bears were taking a Hail Mary, right, and Dan Quinn saw Emmanuel Forbes or Benjamin St. Juste running down the field, basically celebrating to the fans, not even paying attention to the play, because by the time Tyreek Stevenson plays, turns around, the guys are already halfway downfield. Don't you think that Dan Quinn would call a timeout in that situation and get everybody's mind right? Right, the Bears had 3 timeouts. Take it. Just take it. But because Matt Eberflus is mind you, a conservative head coach, I don't think he makes the greatest decisions in the world. And this coaching staff hasn't proven that they can make the greatest decisions in the world, especially in big games. He doesn't do that, and this costs them the game. Mind you, this play never would have happened in the first place. We're just focusing on Stevenson. This play wouldn't have happened in the first place if Matt Eberflus hadn't made that dumb decision to give up 15 yards instead of protecting the sideline and making them go to the middle of the field. That way, the Commanders would have to rush up to the line and have to spike the ball. The Commanders had no timeouts. If you force them to the middle of the field on that previous play before the Hail Mary, time basically runs out. If not, they only have about 1 second. So, coaching decisions going into this game is going to play a big key. To keep his job, he's going to have to find a way to make better coaching decisions. Not only that, the whole coaching staff really. They're going to have to find a way to make better coaching decisions, especially in the red zone. And when it comes into late game situations with clock management, coverage management, playing prevent coverage, certain play calling duties, knowing where guys are supposed to be on the field. Going into this game against the Arizona Cardinals, the coaching staff has to show that they're at least competent to do that in this game. So, going into this game, coaching, always a big thing. If you see something that's not working, you have to be able to make adjustments, and you have to be able to adapt on the fly. If not, the Bears are going to lose this game. So, coaching, that would be my third key. We need to have better coaching. We have a Cardinals fan in here, number 1 Airborne. I'm going to give my final prediction for this game, and I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I don't know if the Bears win this game. I have the Cardinals winning 20-17. Now, I don't think the Cardinals just completely curb stomp us. But unless the Bears make some massive changes, and mind you, we're going into this game very short-handed if guys don't come out of their injury funk. We're going to probably be missing Jaquan Brisker again, probably be missing Kyler Gordon again. We're going to be missing maybe 2 offensive linemen. We're going to be playing with an offensive lineman that's hurt. We don't know what's going on with Montez Sweat. So, and we haven't proven that we can take advantage of these teams that have bad coverage, other than the Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, for that reason, and plus, with the Cardinals really, really playing well, and with the talent that they have, and I feel like they're a better coach, I feel like we'll lose this game more due to coaching than we will just based on talent. I don't feel like the Cardinals are just going to walk all over us, but I feel like some very costly decisions are going to be made in this game. The stuff that Matt Eberflus should have did last week, he's going to try to do this week, and it's going to backfire massively. With that being said as well, I just don't know the state of that locker room. We've seen a lot of bad quotes come out from the veterans on the team. We've seen Cole Kmet say some very controversial stuff. We've seen Jalen Johnson call out coaching. DJ Moore has been the most critical of coaching this week. It just feels like not everybody is on the same page in that locker room. And I feel like the Bears team, at this point in the season, they're starting to lose hope in this coach. And I'll be honest with you guys. If they don't fire Matt Eberflus, I don't see the Bears winning another game this season. Because he hasn't proven to me that he can go out and win a big game like last week. Last week was a big game. He didn't prove to me that he can make the adjustments. The Bears had that game won. But because Matt Eberflus's coaching is so bad and his decision making is so poor, that cost him the game. So as far as like I have the Cardinals winning 20-17. I think that they're due just enough to win this game. I feel like we will lose on a very bad coaching decision. Add that to the fact that we're injured to hell and back in very crucial positions, and it doesn't feel like everybody's on the same page in that locker room, especially with that coaching staff. And add that to the fact that we start games off on offense very, very cold. And I just don't see the Bears winning this game at all. I don't see them winning this game. Maybe they can shock me. You know, maybe they'll show some pride in this game. Maybe the bad coaching decisions will be amended. But I don't know. I feel like Kyler Murray is going to light us up. I feel like the Cardinals are just going to do enough to win this game. And I agree, Ron. I agree. I don't think with the way this current coaching staff is, I think the blame lies more on Eberflus, or Eberlus as you call him, than it does with Shane Waldron, than with Eric Washington, than with Richard Hightower, or any of the players on the team, or even Caleb Williams for that matter. I feel like a lot of the things that is wrong with the Bears stems from Matt Eberflus being not only not a really good decision maker, but he's a very conservative head coach, and that cost the Bears games. So, you know, I agree with you, until they fire Matt Eberflus, if they don't win this game, I don't see them winning another game this season. And I think if they lose this game, regardless of the reasons, I feel like they should fire Matt Eberflus immediately after. That's just me. If you disagree in the chat, you can let me know, but that's just me. If they lose this game, because this is a winnable game, I feel like they should fire Matt Eberflus if they lose this game. So I got the Cardinals winning 20-17. I think that they would make enough plays in the game to be able to beat us. And I don't feel like our offense is up to standard, especially when the first half of games. And I don't feel like our coaching staff is up to standard. So I got the Cardinals winning this game. With that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. I think we've been going for about maybe like 40 minutes. Let me check the stream. We've been going about 30 minutes, so this is about the average to me. So hopefully the Bears can walk out with a win. I don't see it. But we'll see what happens on Sunday. I'm going to get up out of here. If you guys enjoyed the stream, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps your channel grow. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these streams. I'm trying to get into a habit of doing this more. I also want to stream a little bit more of some other stuff that I have in mind. Maybe some more gaming videos. I haven't been doing those as much. I have a new webcam, so I want to try that out at some point. But yeah, make sure you guys follow me on social media. There's a lot of stuff going on about the Chicago Bears on social media. It's just a madhouse on there. So make sure you guys are following me, because I do provide a lot of good input on there. Make sure you guys go to the giveaway video that's listed right here. You can find it on my channel. Follow the instructions in the pinned comment so you'll be eligible. I will be announcing the winners on November 4th. So make sure you guys remember that. On November 4th, I will be announcing the winner. So go ahead and put your name down there so you'll be eligible. But thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed. I'm out. Bear down. Peace.